just the light. Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of your women.
Hey guys, it's Charlie, just doing a quick update video of some changes that I made yesterday to my place. We'll start in this corner back over here, which is basically office section right here. So office chair there. Roxetta in her favorite spot right there. This hasn't changed. Blu-rays over here. These are collections, essentially, right here. Might as well get these guys in. Okay, so this hasn't changed at all. So this is Shout Factory bigger collections right here. So that's The Fly. That is Mario Bava. That is Blaxploitation, Critters. Sonny Shiba's The Street Fighter. VHS of Nightmare on Elm Street 4 Dream Master. Underneath right over here, we got my Universal Monsters collection. I do love the Universal Monsters collection. My James Bond collections. Those are Hammer Horror right there, beside the Toxie Funko. Right over here, that is my Italian Horror section with my Studio Gs. Okay. I'm gonna push this down now. Oh. Looks like Doc Ock was getting a little too close to Shockwave right there. Okay, so this is the Barnes & Noble collection right here. And then on the opposite end right here, these are my Stephen Kings. Up there, that is Shout Factories with Kino Lorbers and Arrows. Those are just selected favorites. Okay. Right over here, we just have a wall of figures, essentially, that scales down. That's Toothless with my Evil Dead collection right there. Those are some DVDs that I still have with some Stephen King horror right there and my Child's Place. This right here, not an actual pill bottle. It's a bottle of Nancy Thompson's Hypnosil from Fright Rags, which is amazing. And that's why it's next to the Freddy from Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Okay, that's one section of Shout Factories. And those are like my Goosebump books and my Alien books right there. Okay. So what we have here is Devastator, Studio Series Devastator right there. Couple various figures right here. Shockwave, Wonder Woman, and Catwoman right there. My little gnome, Jason, right there. I think he's awesome. Okay, so this is new right here. We got Spider-Man with Jeff the Shark. That Spider-Man I won in a claw machine my last day at Regal in Las Vegas, which was when Amazing Spider-Man 2 had come out. So I got that from a claw machine there. He's been with me ever since. So that's back in 2012 we're talking about. No, 2014 was when I moved. Yeah, 2014. Okay. So what we have here, scale it back. Okay, various figures right there. I have a few Hot Toys that are on their way. Once those guys start coming in, because I pay for them on installment plans, they're going to be lined up right over here, where these little minifigures are right now. So, kind of beside Captain Marvel. Right over here, just a couple CDs, more like soundtracks and stuff that I like. That's the McFarlane Batman Returns figure. Spider-Man Animated Series Black Cat. a couple little guys right here too. If I go from this angle right here, what you're going to see is my Masters of the Universe She-Ra, Kotobiaku Jubilee, Werewolf NECA from The Howling. That is the snake version of Homer with hair. Ben Cooper Batgirl. Okay. This I'm very proud of. And that's my friend Danielle right there. So this is the Shout Factory Collector's Editions for Halloween, Friday the 13th, and my Warner release for Nightmare on Elm Street. I know Warner has a box set that they released for Nightmare on Elm Street. I am not paying $400 to get that guy. So I just make do with this old Blu-ray right here. Especially since I'm not 4K anyways right now yet. Eventually I'll get it, but I'm not going to be paying no $400, $500, $600. And I'm not paying scalper price on that one. So right now we just make do with what we got. Okay. Right up here on the TV. That is my wall of vinyls right there that I have by my TV. Those are the banger collections. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning that now is because right over here, we got Sam with Elvira plush. We have live albums right there. Those are live vinyls. Underneath right here, we got my soundtrack collection. Okay. We're going to move it along right over here. Still those same posters. That hasn't really changed. A few more Shout Factory releases on top right there. More Goosebumps. Right over here is Alfred Hitchcock collection with some various favorite actors like Leonardo DiCaprio, Bruce Lee. Just a couple little odds and ends like that over there. Those are some movie books. It's my DC, my Marvel, my Fox X-Men, Star Wars, Godzilla, Predator Alien, some of my Steel books. Up over here, a few more Steel books in this display that I changed out. That's Elektra, my friend Elektra right there. A friend from high school that I'm very grateful is in my life, of course. Okay, so those are newer Steel books right there. Giving a moment to get that in right there. That is my other desk right there. That's my study desk for when I'm back in school. A few more vinyls right here. Those are just various artists is what's going kind of in that corner right there. So like Metallica, like the Metallica albums that aren't bangers would go inside there. Black Sabbath for sure. Paramore. Different odds and ends like that. Okay, a few more movies right over here. So that's more Arrow. That is Criterion. Blue Underground. This goes alphabetical here. So that is Indicator right there. That's Kino Lorber right there. That is Second Sight right there. That is Umbrella. And then underneath all that is Vestron and Vinegar Syndrome. Creepshow mask with a Wolverine mask on top. Vet Tech section right here. And a few other odds and ends movie books right there for research. Okay, my Freddy's Nightmare poster. In this corner right over here, that is my Superman popcorn bucket right here. Roddy Piper with Thundercracker right here and Skeletor behind them with the Cosmic Key. That's my Marvel Venom and Spider-Man comic collection right there. And then also behind them, that's like my Captain Marvel, Spider-Gwen, and then Venom and Spider-Man right there. Okay, so those are my Trick or Treat Studio Mogwais. That's Daffy and Mohawk. Behind Sheriff Freddy right here. Underneath right here, you have the Haunted Mask. You have the Halloween 2 pumpkin from Spirit Halloween. You have Leatherface, baby Leatherface here with a Captain America mask. Star-Lord's mask. Those are my Marvel Masterworks, so that's gonna be Avengers, Amazing Spider-Man collections right there. And underneath this plateau of plushies right here, we have my Art of Marvel Studios books from their movies, a few of them. And then, of course, we got this guy here that hasn't really changed very much. Alright, guys, so that's the update video. Really, the main change that I wanted to signify here, this corner that I'm very happy with right here. I just feel having these Blu-rays right there, it signifies it better. It's more substantial now, having those guys together right there on that desk right now, than over here by the TV where the 4K steelbooks are. And I just feel this was the best way to do the vinyls, these certain vinyls. Alright, guys. Peace.